What's going on, everybody? Pete Thorpe with MinutePages here. And as we like to say back in the day, early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable. It's 1 o'clock, so we're getting ready to fire up our training for today, which is how to create a Facebook ad using your Agent Pages by MinutePages account powered by ShowCase IDX. We're going to walk through the whole thing from start to finish, like completely. So if you've got any questions, I'm working off of 2 monitors here, so questions will pop up on the side. I'll peek over as I'm showing you everything on my screen, and we're going to go ahead and go through this from like step by step from the beginning to the end, and we're going to cover the whole kit and caboodle. So this will be available for replay as well, so you'll be able to reference back to it. There is some more deep dive, in-depth stuff that we can go over at a later time. We'll probably get a little bit more granular with it down the road, but for now, this is what we got going on. So without too much more ado, we're going to go ahead and get crack-a-lackin'. Let's share the screen here and keep on moving. Whole screen, bingo. All right, guys. So here we go. So I am logged into my MinutePages account. This is my State Line Realtors site. I do have 2 accounts for my real estate group. So State Line Realtors is my MinutePages version of it. As you can see, we're pulling down leads pretty consistently, and we're not doing it with, or rather, I'm doing it with very little interaction, just putting out some regular content, throwing out some open house links and whatnot. So what I'm going to cover today is putting in a new construction ad. So what I did originally is I went into my landing pages and I launched a new landing page. So as this pulls up, I just hit launch new landing page and it gave me a blank template, and what I built was new construction York County. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to build these. They are pretty self-explanatory as you get going along here. So this is the back end of the landing page, and you go right here where it says build on the front end, so you can do it visually. You don't have to worry about all these boxes and everything. So we're going to hit build on the front end. If you've got a MinutePages account, you know what this looks like. It's the same for investors or for agents. It does not matter. All right, so as this comes up here, so what I decided to do is highlight all of the new construction that's in York County, Pennsylvania. So I started out with a blank page. I added this bar up top. I threw a couple images in, and I just put a little new construction homes available all across York County. You can put whatever you want in here. You can make it fancier. I like to keep it relatively simple. I am adding more logos through here where we've got some of the builders. I think I've got 7 or 8 of them in here right now. There's a few more. We'll get all their logos pulled down just so they can be scrolling across the screen. But down below, I've got a scroller set up for all of the new construction that's happening in, hit the button wrong. All the new construction that's happening in here. And then you can obviously click on see all results, and it's going to pull up the entire map. Let me exit the visual builder here. So the point is, we're going to be trying to drive traffic to this site. And for me personally, I don't like the forced registration. That's a big part of the marketing component for me, is that anyone can use my site, anyone can go on it, anyone can look at all of the new construction that's happening in the area for free. I'm not going to force them to register. We're not going to track them down. They can reach out to us whenever they're ready to actually check out the account. I do say I need to kill this refresh rate. I've got it on way too high. But the beauty here is that you can hit see all results. You can see it's going to pop up the map here for all of York County. So every single house that is new construction right now that's for sale is all available right here on this map. And they can cycle through, look at all the photos. And then if they decide they'd like to see one of these properties, they can click on it, go right into it, and they can either ask a question, they can request a tour, you name it. They can reach out to us directly. You've got call to actions here, speak to an agent, direct phone number dials right here. So all that's available. So that page took just a few minutes to build out. Now, we set up the page, we started the build, and then we went into ShowCase IDX, which is the search function. That is the IDX data feed if you're an agent. You can see I've got it set up right here, but I'm going to go ahead and set up a new one just to show you how easy it is. So new hot sheet, we're just going to call this example. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call it Baltimore County New Construction, because I'll probably end up using this down the road. Baltimore County New Construction. As you can see, you can do it either in a grid, the full list, or the gallery. I like to do it in the gallery with an automatic scroll results so that you're not taking up the entire page. So the front landing page isn't like a giant monstrosity. And then see all results shows up right under the scroller. Makes it really easy. Now we're going to have to create a new search. And we're going to go into our advanced search feature, and we're going to call it Baltimore County New Construction because I already have York County built. So now we're going to go in here and we're going to look for Baltimore. And you see here, it tells you everything that you need. So we got Baltimore County, advanced search, and we're going to look for active, coming soon. We don't have to worry about the pendings. So we can do all the actives because that's probably going to be the one that you're going to want to see most. And then we are going to look for, we can either do year built or we can do new construction. There's a couple of different ways that you can kind of sort through it, and it really depends on what you want. So we got to look in here, got to remember where exactly it is. Community features. There's a button here for new construction, active, year built. We'll just do year built. The minimum is going to be 2019. That should give us pretty much the vast majority of 2019. 2019. There we go. 2019 or later. This should pretty much cover all of your new construction homes. You will pick up a couple of other ones that are in there, but that's all good. Oh, listing type, new construction. Silly me. It's been a minute since I was in here. So that's going to cover all the new construction here in Baltimore County. Now we're just going to hit save search. And now at this point, when we create the hot sheet, this is the little block of code that you install on your landing page. So I already grabbed this block of code here, the ShowCase IDX for York County. So as we built this page out, it had, we'll go back to it real quick. And we'll now hit the edit page. Obviously, we're going a little fast through here, but that's just because we're rolling through for training purposes. Checking over here, no comments on it yet. So if anyone's got comments, feel free to go ahead and pop them in. So down here, this block as it comes up, all you're going to really do in here is click it, as we would normally click into here, and you can see there it is. All it was just that little block of code. That's telling the system to go ahead and pull all that in. So our page is essentially built at this point, and we're done, and that's where we want to drive traffic to. So on top of driving traffic there, you also need to have, or should have, your Facebook pixel installed on your entire website, because that's going to track metrics as people are coming and going. So in order to do that, you now have your page built. You now have your main MinutePages site. You're going to go into your Facebook. If you don't have Ad Manager set up already, you'll have to learn how to do that. We will have more training on that as well. But in the meantime, go ahead and click on Ads Manager. You likely already have this set up. And then you want to make sure that you're in the right account. And in this case, I am not. I am in the main one. We're going to go into my State Line Group account. And then you're going to come down here. Now, this changes a lot as well. So it may change in a week. It could be like this for 6 months. Facebook changes stuff around a lot. So you kind of got to stay on top of stuff for advertising. But for right now, you go into business settings down here at the bottom. Click on that. It's going to bring up your settings. And from here, you want your data sources and your pixels. So this is where you're going to create your pixel. So we're going to add a new pixel. We'll just make sure we're in the right one. And we're going to call this State Line Realtor Pixel. And the website, we already know what the website is. You can put yours in here. So if you have a different builder, it's going to give you an option for like CMS. So if you're using Chime or KV Core or something like that, they have an integration on the back end. We know for what we've got here, it's a WordPress site, and we're just going to do a manual install. So we're just going to hit next. It's going to go ahead and pull up set up the pixel now. We'll click on that, and we're going to manually install to the website. That's going to bring this little box up right here. We do like to turn on the advanced matching automatically. It will go through, turn on. There we go. So now it's got everything. Now we're going to go ahead and copy the code to the clipboard, come back over to your MinutePages account, and on the left-hand bar here, you're going to see Manage Scripts. So you want this pixel to be on your entire site. You should have this on there, whether you're running a single campaign, multiple campaigns, either way, it doesn't matter. You're going to hit Add Global Script. This is all good in the back end. If you don't know how to do this, we are able to help you take care of it. It's not a big deal. Right here, Facebook Pixel Script. Pretty self-explanatory. Paste it in and hit Save. So now we know that this pixel is installed on my entire website, and any traffic that comes to it, Facebook's going to read it and it's going to see and collect data. So that is now set up, and we can do either the event setup code, or we can just let it go with the way it is. but we've got use the event setup tool, and the website URL is going to be statelinerealtors.com. And yes, it doesn't have it sent to any of you because we have not done it yet, of course. So we're going to open the website. It's going to pop it open. And now you can see this is the main site. It's going to go ahead and start tracking events as you go through. And there's all sorts of different events that it can track. You can type in searches. So let's just say we're looking in Townsend, right? Maryland, and hit search. It's going to pull up the search. And you can see it's going to head and start seeing the events. And we'll just hit the finish setup. Hit finish and go back. Don't ask me again. Don't ask again. There we go. Of course, there's no activity because we just went on there. So now that pixel is set up on here, and we can go ahead and open in the Events Manager. And from here, we can hit create and create an ad. This is where the ad builder comes in handy. Now, I did pull down a bunch of stuff already, some creative and whatnot for it. So that's going to, you'll have to kind of prep that up beforehand to make sure that you are, you know what you're trying to advertise, what you're looking for. And I don't like, and I'm sure you don't like, when you see an ad on Facebook and it's forms on Facebook because you're going to have to put your information in. All we're looking to do in this case, because we have lead detector software, is to drive traffic to the site. So we're providing value to anyone that is landing here. We're showing them all of the houses that are available. I have another similar page that is set up that it shows every open house for the next 2 weeks, and it breaks it out by different county. So we're just providing value. Someone can go here. They can see all the open houses for the next 2 weeks, go look at the houses they want to. If they're interested in it, they can reach out and touch base. So all I'm doing is the traffic button here. So that is to drive people to the site when they click on the Learn More button. So that's going to go ahead and start building it out. Now you want to call the campaign what you are doing. So I'm going to say new construction, York County. So you know which one it's going to be. Special ad categories, you do have to declare this is for housing. That's going to limit what you can do in terms of targeting. You are restricted to a minimum 15-mile radius. So you got to be careful where you place your pin. You don't want to do it nationwide, obviously. So countries, United States, yep, that's right. All because it's housing, you're limited on what you can do. We leave it as auction. A/B test will let you split test. You can do different images, different text. That'll be a more in-depth training. This is just going to be to go ahead and get your first one set up. So now we're going to hit next. That is going to go ahead and bring us in. And our ad set name again is going to be New Construction, York. Construct. Now this is only going to use, so it doesn't really matter if you type it wrong, but I like it to be correct. So New Construction, York. And we're going to a website. So we also need to go ahead and come back and make sure we have the correct URL that we're sending them to. Boom. Ads Manager. Maximize number of link clicks. All this stuff is kind of automatic. You can have dynamic creative, and it's going to go ahead and move some stuff around. So there's a lot of things you can play with in here for optimization. Again, I just like to get the whole thing started. You can set your daily budget. The daily budget we're going to start on this is actually going to be kind of low. And that's intentional because you're going to be in a learning phase for a week or two. You can put more money on it if you want to, but it's not going to help you that much. You need to get the traffic kind of flowing. And then as it starts building and learning from there, you can up your ad spend. So we're just going to start it at $9 a day. And it'll schedule the start whenever we want. And you can schedule an end date and it'll end automatically, or you can just let it run and keep an eye on it. Just make sure you don't put some crazy number in here and blow through the budget and not realize it and leave it running, because then you'll burn through tons of cash. Right? We don't have an audience yet. This is going to be a new one. Location. Now here's where you have to make sure you're in the right area. So you hit location. You can start. We can't do a zip code, so you have to kind of browse, right? So you want to set up your main street where you're going to be focusing on just to get to a spot, right? So now you can see that it's a 15-mile radius minimum. That is what they require. Now you can move that pin around if you want to. You can expand it to 20 miles. It's moving it's covering a pretty good swath of area, but I do think I want to expand this a little bit further. So I'm going to push it out to 20 miles because you got people in Maryland, you got people in PA that are looking 20. Oops. There we go. Not 220, just 20 and not 50. Come on now. You're getting too far. 20, 19, just a hair bigger. Come on. See what 25 does. There we go. 25 gets me down here, gets me just up into Lancaster, brings some people that are coming in. So it gives you the whole area. You are stuck with an age restriction. You can no longer go ahead and select men or women because that is the thanks to the lawsuit from HUD against Facebook. It is what it is. And placements, you just let it go ahead and do its own placements. And now you move to next, and this is where you're going to start getting into the creative, right? So Instagram account, I've got my regular one there, and then we're going to head and do a manual upload of what we're creating. Now you can do a single image or video. You can create a carousel. Kind of depends on personal preference. I actually reached out in one of our groups today to see who was what they were getting better results with, and a lot of people seem to think they get a single image or like an image with like a couple of different shots on it. So that's kind of what we're going with right now. And your ad creative. Now your primary text is what's going to show up in the top line and underneath it, and then your headline is going to show up right underneath where it says learn more. So you don't want that to be too wordy. So here for your primary text, we're going to say attention home buyers. You've gathered all of the available. This you do want to have typed out correctly. New construction homes all across York County. View them for free. No registration required. Headline's going to be new construction. Let's call it York County. York County, new construction. Construction homes. There we go. Your description is a full list of all new construction homes in York County. Right now, call to action is going to be learn more. Now your website URL, this is where I copied it earlier. So that's where it's driving people to. It's going to actually start pulling stuff in. You're going to see what this looks like. So like I said, your primary text is what's going to show up here. That photo is because that is what is on the back end photo of that particular page. And York County new construction homes. So you see, we kept it so it sits right within here, and learn more is where it will go to. Now we are going to go ahead and add some media here. We're going to add an image, and we're going to upload one. So I did have one built here on the desktop. Let's see, new construction ad. So it's going to review the media. You got to be careful with how much text you put in there. Sometimes they will flag it and say you've got too much text on it. This should be good because it's not anything crazy. And you can see we got a picture of me, and it gives us some, there's a shot of a bedroom, a couple of the new houses, real for our broker, and hit next. It's going to go ahead and show you what the placements would look like across the board, right? And this is where it starts building stuff out. So you just kind of let that roll. If you want to do a video, you can obviously do a video. If you want to do a carousel, you can load up multiple pictures and it will scroll through them. You can also test these. That's what the A/B split's for. I am actually having a video made right now. It's going to be a kind of a snapshot of a couple different houses scrolling through and some, catchy music in the background, and we'll split test those two. But for the purposes of this training, we're just going to load up this one picture. There we go. May rise due to too few ad creative. That's fine. We're letting that roll for now. Website is there. The URL is there. Website events. The pixel is installed on it. And at this point, later training, URL parameters. If you're going to be running multiple ads, you can put some parameters on the back end so that traffic knows exactly what ad is coming from. This is the only one I'm going to have running for right now. So we'll know exactly what it's coming from, right? And then we just hit publish. At that point, the ad is going to go ahead and kick off and start running. So now what's going to happen though is it's going to go into review at Facebook, and then you're going to get a message from Facebook telling you when it's gone live. In the meantime, you are just essentially waiting for this thing to, for them to tell you that your ad is now live and you are up and running. So next week, what we'll do is look at what the traffic is that came in, because we do have Google Analytics set up on the account. So if we come back here to our overview, so that ad is being built right now. In a little while, Facebook will send me an email. It'll say this has been approved, or if it says it hasn't been approved, it'll tell you why. Could be because of too much text on that image. If that's the case, I'll remove some of the text, reload the image, press publish again. They'll pretty much tell you what you need to do with that. But as you can see, here's visitors this month, right? So these are the ones that have been coming through. I can look deeper into analytics here on the analytics page, and it's going to tell me where they actually came in, what page they were on, how long they were here, whether they were mobile visitors. So you can see half the people landing on my site are mobile right now. Mobile is pretty big across the board. So they're scrolling on their phone. There you go. Average site time visit, minute 30. That's actually pretty decent. 752 visitors. And you can see what properties are coming in off of, right? Off of searches for just listings, 128, 256 off the main page. Now these are properties that we had listed as well and posted out there, and you can see people clicking on those. So let's see if we got anything in here right now. You don't really see anything for the new construction page because we haven't published it. So I expect as that ad gets published and starts going out, and I can do this organically as well. I can just go into Facebook and create a post saying, hey, I've collected all these across, homes across York. Put that post out there. You'll probably see me post that actually later today. And organically, you'll get traffic. And this will tell you whether on the back end of Google, when you go into analytics, you'll know if it's an organic traffic, if it is a paid ad. It will give you all those details. You can see all this traffic that even down here, whether it's a referral from a link, organic search, direct means they just went directly to it, where they're coming from, tons of information in here. And of course, if you've got somebody running pay-per-click ads for you, this allows you to see how the performance is doing. Same thing for Facebook. Facebook advertisers charge a pretty penny to manage the ads for you. So if I was running ads for you and I told you that I've sent you 1,000 visitors, let's say for the month, and you're like, I don't see any traffic. You're like, well, I've sent you 1,000 visitors. That's what Facebook tells me. You can come in here and see, no, I don't have 1,000 visitors. So either you're lying or something's wrong with the data. So this lets you kind of stay on top of things as well. Even if you're going to outsource your ad spend and your advertising, you still want to have this on your site so you have a good idea and can stay on top of things. You got to at least know a little bit about how your traffic is coming in, because that's important for you to make sure you're managing your ROI and staying on top and make sure you're not being taken by some fly-by-night person. All right. So that was a relatively fast, 20 minutes in, quick class on how to go ahead and set up a Facebook ad, make sure you have your pixel installed, how it gets built out on the back end of your site, and then you can see what you can work this on anything, but obviously we recommend an Pages by Minute site. This can tether into whatever CRM you want. We've got people putting it to follow up. We have people using Boom on the investor side, a ton of other ones that you can use as well. Tomorrow we'll be doing a class for investors on how to do this for an investor ad. So this was the quick rundown of how to make that work. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. You can email us. You can email me directly at pete@minutepages.com. But we are here to help with the training and make sure you guys are using this platform to its fullest and best use. Let's take a look over here. Let's drop off this screen share and see what we got. Didn't see any comments coming through, but that's not a big deal. If you guys have any, we'll keep an eye out for them. We'll respond to them. If you want to get a demo of the site, let's pop it actually back on the screen share real quick. Let's go the entire screen over here. You can go straight to MinutePages.com. And from here, whoop, not me. That will go direct to me. just MinutePages.com. As you can see, we've got agent pages and we have real estate investor pages. So if you're an agent and want to get a demo for an agent, click on real estate agents and you can go ahead and pop your information in and we'll get you on the calendar. If you are an investor, wholesaler, click on there. Same thing. You can get your demo set up. And we are happy to help you with our lead detector software and MinutePages. All right, guys, that was what we got for today. We'll see you on the next training next week. Every week we'll be rolling through it and we'll actually show you what the results were from this ad. We'll see what kind of traffic that we're starting to see. We'll also do some organic posts. So we're going to go ahead and track it and show you the results in real time. And we'll see how many of these we can convert over. Have a great day. We'll talk to you guys later.